Alright, Mormons. Early in the morning, and, oh, man, went to bed early yesterday, so I got lots and lots of sleep. Oh, man. Okay, so, fact-checking, Mormons. Fact-checking. You need to fact-check. You know, when Joseph Smith claims the Hebrew text of the Bible is wrong. Yeah, King Follett Discourse. When Joseph Smith gives a translation of the facsimiles, not the text. When the Book of Mormon claims to be from an Egyptian document, not Hebrew chiasmus, you need to fact check. In order to find truth, you need to fact check. Now, that word's being thrown out all over the news, or left-wing news, because Trump's throwing out all sorts of lies. I think they've stopped counting. There was a guy that specifically counted each and every single lie since Trump became president. I think he's from the Washington Post, so I'm sure he's probably still doing it. But, yeah, I mean, thousands and thousands of lies from a president. So fact check, people. Don't just trust whatever anybody tells you until you can rely on them. Fact check. You know, fact check me. You know, I'll make mistakes. I admit that. You know, I'll call the Revolutionary War the Civil War by accident. You know, I did that in the Sunday school lesson way back in the day. But, you know, those aren't lies. Those are just me mixing things up. So make sure you fact check on that. You know, I did one with the church's stats. You can fact check me. You don't have to take my word. Fact check. Go to the church's stats yourself. The church has all the stats there, so check it. Find out for yourself. Don't rely on my light that you're borrowing from. Fact check. Find out for yourself. So for today, for example, it's the Sabbath day. Is it? Are you sure? Have you fact checked it? You haven't. Because do you believe that Jesus established the Sabbath day? No, he didn't. Go through the Gospels, fact check it. He does not celebrate the first day of the week as the Sabbath. So maybe it came from Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, or chapter 2 is when the seventh day is. But wait, Sunday is the first day of the month, or the week. Fact check. So Sunday is nowhere in Scripture. So why are we celebrating the Sabbath on Sunday? Apparently the Jews must have it right, right? The Jews celebrating the Sabbath on a Saturday? Are they the true church of God? The true church of Jesus is the Jews. Well, there are Jews for Jesus. But no, fact check, guys. Come on. If you know your history, Constantine is the one who made the first day of the week the Sabbath day. Constantine. An unofficial, unauthorized usurper of Jesus' church, which fell into apostasy. The church fell into apostasy, and Constantine took over and changed the Sabbath day to the first day of the week. And so, what about the Jews then? Do the Jews have it right? Well, no, they don't. How do we know? Fact check. Babylon, the first culture to establish a calendar with weeks, of 7 days in a week, the Babylonians. And so when were the Jews influenced by Babylon? Oh, right, the captivity. When you fact check, you make connections about what is actually true. And so thus Genesis, with 7 days of creation, is not true. It's the Babylonian creation. But Travis, you've said that it has to do with the Heliopolis creation glyph. Good for you, you're paying attention. But yeah, there's a mixture of Babylonian and Egyptian stories in the Torah. And so you can isolate based on the different cultures. And so, yes, is the Torah supposed to be from Egyptian documents or from Babylonian documents? Ooh, how do we figure out the truth? Well, because the post-captivity Jew who wrote the Torah was a post-captivity Jew, we can therefore exclude the Babylonian one. That he was being influenced by the Babylonian one, because by putting in the Egyptian, he realized that, hey, no, we actually came from Egypt. So the Babylonian one was an attempt to try to harmonize the two cultures. So, sorry guys, Egypt is the original religion, and not Babylon. And so, yeah, the Sabbath day is a Babylonian holy day because number 7 in Babylon was considered superstitious, a bad luck number, a bad luck day, therefore. Anything that had to do with 7 was bad luck and was superstitious. And so on the 7th day of their calendar, they designated that as a day to do no work. Huh. Yeah, exactly like the Bible says. And so, yeah, there's no reason to have a separate special day to worship God. But then you're saying, oh, no, we need a day, we need a day. No, you can do it any time you want. It doesn't have to be on a special day. Any day. That's the Egyptian way. The Egyptians had a feast for every single day. And there's a calendar. Hold on, it's just a second. This is the new Egyptian calendar for 2019, even though it carried over from 2018 into 2019. So this includes the following year also. But yeah, I mean, every single day, 10th of May, feast of the 6th day of the month. 11th of May, feast of the part day feast of the first quarter day. 5th of August, feast of the offerings on the altar. 6th of August, feast of the 6th day of the month. See? Every single day for the Egyptians, there was a different feast. And you didn't have to go each and every single day. You went whenever you wanted to. Whenever you wanted to draw near to God. That's the Egyptian way. There wasn't a need for one day. Every day. Every day. That reminded me on my mission. 19-year-old mission. I can't remember his name. There was a Polynesian missionary who I learned about because of my third partner, or was he my second partner? Elder Gale was first, and I found out after he was the manager of the Walmart over in Sugar House or in Sandy that closed down because they were building the new one closer to Draper. But he might have been going to a St. George one. But was it Vitae? Can't remember now. But anyway, another elder in the mission had the slogan, "Every day's a P-Day." P-Day is preparation day, if you are unfamiliar with the missionary terms. And so, yeah, every day for the Egyptians was the Sabbath day. And it wasn't a day of rest, it was a day to worship God. There was no resting. You worship God. You dedicated your time to go and give homage to God, giving fast offerings, food and drink offerings, and all the different offerings. Moses, he didn't have just one offering, he had several. It's because the Egyptians had several. And so, yes, the tithing is the giving of food, anciently. And what do you do with food? You just let it spoil? No! You give it to the poor. So tithing was originally meant to be given to the poor. Fact check these things. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has the Sabbath day on Sunday, just like Constantine. Oh, well, they must worship the beast then. Well, yeah, Brigham Young turned it into that, but where did it come from? Go back to the origins. And so you find out that, hey, wait a minute, Sidney Rigdon didn't come in until the end of the year and when Joseph Smith started the revision of the Bible, which is an interesting timing because Sidney Rigdon was a part of the Campbellites that believed in the Sabbath day on the Sunday. And they also had the leader wanting to revise the New Testament, and Sidney Rigdon left because he was upset about the leader wanting to revise the New Testament. But then Sidney Rigdon joins the Mormon Church to revise the New Testament as well as the whole Bible. What's going on? Yes, Sidney Rigdon was involved with the organization of the church, is what you find out. So, even though they try to pull a little sneaky-deaky into Sidney Rigdon joining at the end of the year when they organized the church to start the, so yeah, you gotta fact check people. And then you find out that, hey, Sidney Rigdon's linguistic style is throughout the Book of Mormon, in and amongst all the plagiarism. So then you start making connections. That's how you do research. That's how you fact check. Okay, so yeah. Did understand, Mormons? The church isn't true. It's Brigham Young who set it on the wrong course. So there is no punishment for violating the seventh day or the first day. God's not going to strike you down. And for the Jews believe that they have to have every Jew throughout the world at one Sabbath day, just one, and God will return, or the Messiah will return. I don't know which anymore. So, understand where your traditions come from. Fact check them. Because you're being led astray. You're being deceived. You're creating things that was never God's intention. And the leaders of the church are saying, hey, no, it is God's will. But when you fact check them, no, it isn't God's will. Every day is B-Day. Every day is the Sabbath day. And the Sabbath does not mean day of rest. That's Babylonians who gave it that definition. That's the Semitic language, which Hebrew transformed into Semitic. Originally, as I've made the discovery because I fact check. Now, Paleo-Hebrew was not Semitic. It was a completely different language. And so when the Jews went to Babylon, they changed Hebrew to conform to the Semitic, Assyrian, Babylonian language. It's that simple. That's how they did it. All right. So, man, yeah, I've got a sore back for sleeping too long, and so yeah, I'm gonna go running pretty soon here. Yes, I'm going running on your Sabbath day, because there is no Sabbath. You not understand. We can go shopping. It's okay. We can work. It's okay. Just as long as you set aside time, anytime, during the week, anytime, for God. And as you can see, I'm doing it in every single video to the Mormons. So, who's got the true spirit of Christmas? I mean, the true spirit of the Sabbath. So Nelson, he's the enforcer of the Sabbath day of Constantine. Oh, yeah, okay, he's not the true prophet then, is he? That's how you tell, by their fruits. He is not getting things right. He's enforcing the Sabbath day as if that is God's will, which I just proved to you is wrong. It's from Constantine, the evil apostate leader who took over Jesus' apostate church. And then he's... What was the other thing that he did? He's done a lot of things changing from the church. So... Alright, so anyway, I hope you understand. Don't just trust whatever your church leaders tell you. Fact check them. That's what originally, when I was a kid, that's what they were telling us to do in conference. They were actually getting up at conference, fact check us, study, research what we've said, make sure it's true. And now, you will obey us or die! Mommy! So, yeah. Which church do you want to belong to? Oh, I want to belong to the one with the whips and chains. What is wrong with you people? You know, you have the fatal attraction basic instinct, which gets involved into wild, risky sex. And then you get into the S&M, where bondage and 50 Shades of Grey come in, and now everybody wants to try that. Ooh, that looks fun. Torture, pain. What's wrong with you people? Alright, so, yeah. So Mormons, when you're out and about and you see people going shopping on the day that you think God had ordained as the Sabbath day, remember not to be self-righteous and unrighteously judgmental. Notice I said unrighteously judgmental, because you're supposed to judge righteously. So when people say, you can't judge me, yes you can, if it's righteous judgment, not unrighteous judgment. And so to say that others who are not of the religion, who are not under the covenant to obey the Sabbath day, they don't have to follow the Sabbath. Therefore, you can't judge them as Sabbath violators. They're not under covenant. It's that simple. So leave people alone. Be nice. Fact check your own church. Alright. Okay, so this is it for this video.